Hi, I'm Jeff for Semaganda, and I thought as I'm waiting for my meeting, let me just answer the question. This question came from Kenneth. Kenneth is from Central Africa. He's been living in the UK for 15 years, but he's been living in Manchester specifically as a mechanic for the last 7 years. And Kenneth's question was, he went to Africa for Christmas this year, and he thought there was a lot of opportunities at home as a mechanic. So he thought maybe he can go home and work for someone else, or maybe set up his own little business, but doesn't know how to go about it. But most importantly, he had quite a few friends of his basically went back, didn't make it, and then came back, and he doesn't want to fail, doesn't want to do that. So his basically question was, is that a good idea, first of all, and two, how does he go about it, and three, how does he sustain that? Well, Kenneth, first of all, that's a fantastic question. I come from a similar background. I came to the UK 20 years ago. I came for 6 months. 6 months as a teenager, running away from home, and I've been here for 20 years and more. Yes, we need to go back to the question, Kenneth, what do we come to the Western world for in the first place? For some of us, for better life. For me, I came to buy some goods and go back. I didn't realize it wasn't that simple. However, let me ask you a simple question. When you went home for Christmas, did you enjoy the lifestyle? Did you love the weather? Did you enjoy being around family and friends? Did you feel home? Was it a fantastic time you had at home? The answer is yes. If that's the case, now where do you rather be? Where you rather have a business and keep the same lifestyle? Now I totally agree. Once you move there, it's not going to be as fun as it is. But I tell you what, if you're going to create the business, recreate the business where you work right now, and copy the whole concept, learn everything from how the finances work, how the business model works, how they get the spare, how the technology about repairing cars, all the equipment that you need to be able to do this. If you study all that, you've got 1 year to do that. If you start from today, learn everything you need to learn about how that workshop where you work right now works, because you're not in a job. Never treat where you are right now as a job. You treat it as a university where you learn everything there is to know about that business. Once you've done that, then I think you're ready to move home. But I want you to step up a little bit. Just think of it, you're not just going to run one workshop. Just think about as if you're going to set up 20 of those or 10 of those across the country, which basically means from day one you understand it's not about you. It's about putting systems in place that those workshops can actually run without you being there. Which basically means right now, your knowledge now is going to focus on how to run a turnkey business. And you live in a country like the UK that everything else you want to learn is available. You can copy this model from somewhere and take exactly page by page, word for word, and replicate it at home. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. This thing has been done. The key is to work with somebody to help you grow mentally to be able to handle it, because a lot of people can't handle it. If you never run a business, and I'm here telling you you're going to open 10 workshops, you're thinking, Jeffrey, I can't do that. But I tell you what, you can. At home you can. There's no reason why you can't. You can go home and impact the economy as far as repairing and fixing cars are concerned at home. You see, the reason why it's important for us to go back home, let's look at the numbers for a little bit. You see, Africa as a continent, we have 1.1 billion people. The population has almost doubled the last 20 years. More than double. But if you look at the population in the UK where we live, I live in the UK, you live in the UK too, there's 62 million people. The GDP for UK is $2.5 trillion. The GDP for Africa, the entire Africa of 1.1 billion people is 1.7 trillion. 1.7 trillion, population 1.1 billion. UK 62 million people, or 2.4 trillion. Actually, to put into context, the best way to look at it, look at Canada. Population of Canada is about 34 million people. The GDP for Canada is 1.7 trillion. Same as Africa. Why is that the case? Whatever the reasons are, that's not your business, it's not my business neither. The key is to look at the reason why that's the case, because majority of Africans are not contributing to the system. So when you go back and create the job and set up that workshop, the garage where people can bring their cars and repair them much faster, more efficiently, more better than anywhere else, you're actually going to create jobs. The jobs you create, you feed people. You make an impact. You become involved in improving the economy of that country, which basically overall contributes to our mother Africa. The other point is, you as a black person, I tell you what, the best opportunity you have is in Africa. One, you're going to make more money. Two, you're going to impact the economy. And three, you're going to contribute. You're going to feel like somebody who actually came here, made a purpose, made an impact. And I tell you what, there's no better life to live than when you walk on the street, people say to you, hey, Mr. So-and-so, thanks so much for what you've done. Thanks for giving my daughter, my son a job. Thanks for the economy to be better because you showed up. We came here to learn to go back and make an impact. And I tell you what, it's sometimes scary, but it's the best place to be, the best fight to have. But don't just jump in a plane and go home. Go with a skill, structure, the business understanding, and be ambitious. Think about growing. You see, all businesses that aren't growing, they're actually dying. Think about, you're going to set up 10 workshops across the country. That means you're actually going to impact the entire way of maintaining or repairing cars in the entire country, which basically means you make an impact creating jobs, and that's where I'm asking you to focus on. And yes, you're going to make more money. And yes, not only going to make more money, you're going to walk taller in Africa than you can walk here. And three, you're going to be making an impact. And yes, you should always come back here to learn new technology, new ideas, and go back. And don't worry about the money. That's not your business. You'll find a way. Just be able to put a simple business plan that can show everybody who's interested party that you're going to be able to run 10 workshops, and you have the system how to. Do you have to go and reinvent the wheel? No, there is already systems here in the country where you can go and copy this idea. The good news about living in the West, for people like us who have the opportunity to be overseas, is everything else you need to learn is available. You can actually get someone to write you the same business plan, pay them maybe $500, you have it done and ready, and can replicate that. Smart people are there to work for ambitious people. All you need to be a little bit more ambitious. It's not risky. Actually, the risk you are taking right now is stay here longer than you have. Because no matter how hard you work, apart from you set up your own workshops and business, but you work for someone else, it won't get you any further. You're just going to run out of energy, you're going to get older, and I hope you're putting enough money in the pension schemes actually to be able to feed yourself when you get older. When you go home, you're not relying on that. You're setting up a company, you're going to set up a business, you're going to become much, much more wealthy, you're going to make our country, our economy much better. And I tell you, you're inspiring my daughter, my son, and everybody else, and you're inspiring other people too. And at the same time, you're overall improving the wealth of our continent. The best opportunity for a black person is in Africa, whether you're an African or African American or Afro-Caribbean. Why? Because we all look the same. There's no discrimination in the matter. Yes, you need to know somebody, but those are the skills and technology that we learn from overseas. That's what we learn here. And you can go back and make an impact. Yes, you should go home and set up a workshop. Yes, you should think about setting up more than one. Yes, you should use the job where you work today as a university to learn everything you need to learn how that company works. And yes, it is scary, but it's exciting. You're going to be walking on the street. You're going to be called upon on every time there's issue about cars and road safety or technology or anything to do with making the car run better and faster, more efficiently. You'll be the one they call upon. So yes, if you're ambitious enough to go that far, go for it. But if you're not ambitious, just want to set up one workshop, again, it's okay. Go home. Even if you employ one person, it will be much, much better than staying here and being employed by someone else. The impact, the difference you're going to make, and the lifestyle you're going to live, you know it's much better than it is to here. So yes, I recommend, think about it, go home. If you really need help in how you can put systems in place, how can you prepare yourself between now and the time you get ready to move and be able to create an impact that's not too drastic in terms of change for your family, email me, inbox me, I'm more than happy to help you. I get excited when I find people actually thinking about going home, but actually they developed a skill they can actually go and basically be able to use and teach other people to do the same thing. You can't go wrong. You're going to be very excited. You're going to live a better life. You're going to enjoy yourself much, much more. And our continent will be better, and you're going to inspire me. You're going to inspire everyone else. And if you're watching this, you think about the similar thing, I'm telling you, it's the best thing you can do. For you, for us. Remember, Africa is growing with or without you. So you might as well go. Everyone is coming to Africa but Africans. Everyone take responsibility, make an impact in the economy than us. So yes, if you have an opportunity, an interest, if you are somebody who has something to contribute, and I expand right now, whether you're an African or non-African, if somebody has a skill, you can go and impact the continent, the country, go to Africa. If you're a white person, go to Africa, because hey, we need as many skills as we can get to impact and create jobs and make our economy better. Like I said, 1 billion people that produce the same amount of GDP like a small country like Canada. Whatever the issues are, it's irrelevant. Africa is wealthy in minerals, it's wealthy in resources, it's wealthy in land, it's wealthy in all the other areas you can basically think of. Only one area we need to improve. Skill our people to make sure we have a younger population. Maybe 60% of the entire population of the continent is under the age of 30. In some countries like Uganda, it's actually 85% of the population under the age of 30. So yes, if you stay here and don't go back, you're not impacting, you're not making a difference, you're not impacting the economy, you're not helping people, you're not helping yourself, and you're not going to live the high life, what I describe as the most sophisticated life of being a contributor to the system, to the economy, to you, to your family, to every single person out there. But most importantly, you're going to live a far more higher ground. You're going to be in a place where there's no competition. The dreamers and the thinkers don't exist, they're very, very few. And those that are there actually make an impact. And yes, is it going to be easy? No, it shouldn't be easy. If it was easy, everybody should be doing it. I don't know if this helps, but I'll leave it there. By summarizing, if you're looking for the best return on investment, Africa. Looking for a place where anything you can think of is required and is needed, it's Africa. If you want to go to a place where you're going to be somebody, Africa. Whether you're black, blue, or pink, as long as you have something you need to offer, you can offer. You can go and create jobs and make an impact, and educate and empower somebody. Yes, Africa is calling for you. If you have a question, please email me. I'm more than happy to have a discussion with you, give you strategies and systems you can put in place to make sure you can move and be successful from day one. Let's talk. Take care. God bless you. Bye for now.